where I'm standing. Y'all can say it's love, but I know that it's planning. Shout out to the pain, gave me understanding. Shout out to my gang, turned me to a savage. Niggas say what they want to, but I go through what you haven't. And it's not ego driven, it's not me boasting and bragging. This road I chose to go down, hard to slow down when in traffic. In order for me to grow, I had to let go of some habits. And it's easy to say I'm on now, cause you see it and it happened. But before it ever did, had to believe and get it cracking. So I'm gonna take you back then, 32 shots in my Mac 10. With a dream minus the means, my early teens was fucking tragic. And deep inside my mind is buried crimes you can't imagine. That I wrestle with at night, demons I fight, I can't get past. So no matter how straight your cash get, it don't matter if you plastic. We was looking for the lights and all we stumbled across was flashes. What's the light?
Head up, even when the road is hard, never give up, baby, don't cry. Head up, even when the road is hard, never.
All right, well that ended abruptly. What's going on, Leonard, Mr. Campbell? How you been, brother? It's been a minute since we got to talk, man. Been doing all right? Man, that song is powerful. I feel like I can relate so much. Like, he's probably talking about total different situations, you know. But, you know, we both have, whenever he speaks, we have a commonality, and it just touches me, man. It's good stuff. You know, because whenever you're an entrepreneur, you have to believe in stuff before it's appeared to everybody else. It's got to be a fact to you before it's a fact to the world. And you got to manifest that fact. You know, but so many people, they struggle with the manifestation. And they don't know the right work to do. You know, there's a metamorphosis that you got to go through. And you have to push out this product. You have to push out this value. You have to push out what people need, these solutions for other people. We are in a people business at the end of the day, you know. But anyway, I was just sitting here, man, and I was kind of thinking. I was like, so many times we take things for granted. Whenever things become familiar, then we take it for granted. You know, not even consciously. It's just an unconscious habit. It just becomes familiar, so we don't have to look at it, or we don't tend to look at things that are familiar as if it's the first time that we saw them. You know, it's kind of like a vampire being reborn again. Sometimes you have to just re-look at life as if it's brand new to you. And so sometimes whenever we're taking things for granted, we start misusing it. You know? And it made me start thinking about why. Like, not why me, or why did this happen, or why, like, in a worry sense, but made me question myself, like, why do I love my mom? You know, other than she told me that that's what I'm gonna do, so that's what I do. You know, she brought me into this world, she'll take me out. You know, these are probably things that maybe your mom also said to you, you know. And so we've grown to just know to love our mother and respect our mother, you know. But for my own reasoning, why do I love my mother? You know, and the reason why I love my mother is because, like, no matter if we were part of the 80% of the people that were struggling, or we were, you know, in high places, you know, doing really well, she always brought me a feeling and a feeling of abundance. She always was blessed with abundance, and she always made me feel like I was blessed with abundance. And so therefore I grew up feeling really abundant. And so whenever it made me spoiled, though, at the same time, because now whenever somebody's asking me, hey Rodney, what are you gonna do when you grow up? I don't know. I'm not that far. Like, I wasn't thinking that far ahead because I was so spoiled. The only thing that I knew was what was in the moment. You know, I couldn't see past myself. And I'm sure that we've all been there. What's going on, Christopher? You doing all right, bro? Y'all doing all right? And I'm sure that, we've all been at a point in our lives where we couldn't see past ourselves, or a decision that we couldn't make, And so, I really love my mom for that blessing that she was able to give to me for that reason. Because now I'm a well, or a overflowing cup of wealth to other people. See, because I've learned to associate with wealthy people that gave me that same feeling that my mom did whenever she couldn't no more. I associated with other people that made me feel wealthy. And guess what? The reason why they made me feel wealthy is because they were wealthy. So I started emulating their habits. Because whenever you start having certain habits and you implement them over a period of time, your negative karma of your ignorant habits will go away, and you will start receiving the blessing of the seeds sown whenever you started doing the things that successful people were doing. So I was able to model them, and they cared enough to help me out, and put me into some positions where I could receive some blessing if I could find other people that wanted to be helped out. Because it's all about duplication in this world. If you can duplicate yourself and somebody else, if you can duplicate your mindset, if you can stand up and be a leader and do something bigger than yourself, see greater than yourself, a vision bigger than what you got going. What's going on, Kenneth? You doing all right today, brother? Man, Kenneth be having all the friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, what books are y'all reading? What are y'all studying? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really learning? Are you progressing at all in your business or in your finances? Or are you just stuck doing the same things that you were doing 80% of yesterday? Or maybe last week. You only get 2 days on the weekend, so maybe you did what you did the same last, Like, how are you changing your finances for the future? 80% of the people working right now are going to retire broke. I don't know if you know how expensive it is to retire, but I guarantee you don't know how expensive it is to get old. See, whenever you start getting old, stuff starts breaking down. And it's expensive to repair it. It's expensive to keep it going. These people with diabetes, these people got to spend like $1,700 just on one medication. My last job, that's what I did. I refilled medications at $14 an hour. That was good money. I left that for this. But anyway, that's beside the point. These people are spending crazy amounts of money just to stay alive. They can't even afford it, but yet they figuring out how to go and use the system to help them, relying more on the system because they haven't been taught certain education by their parents who didn't take responsibility to teach them the things that they would need to know just to survive and make enough abundance of cash flow. Because maybe you have enough income, but you need some extra cash flow, and nobody teaches their children this. So now their children are working 2 jobs. As they're working 2 jobs, it looks good, but they're getting taxed because they're making more money. So their tax brackets are going up. They're paying more percentages as they're making more money. But whenever you get into business, whenever you own a home-based business, it's a little bit different. No longer do you have to overpay in taxes. You can start getting some of those Fortune 500 deductions. Start writing off your home, portions of your mortgage. Start writing off your cell phone bill, the gas. Whenever you go traveling, You can write off your travels because you have a home-based business, as long as you prepared it. And you said, I'm going to go travel for business on these dates. Sure, go ahead. Write it off on your taxes. You think the average employee is going to be able to do that? Going on 3, 2, 1, 0 trips a year because they can't afford it? I mean, we have to make a new decision sometimes. If you want some info on what I'm talking about, definitely put info in the thing. I'll reach out to you after this live. But, so many times we're just paying for no reason. The government is making buku bucks off of your bucks. And they're returning none of your money with interest. They're returning your money at the end of the year or beginning of the year. Whenever you do your little taxes, you get your little refund. Last refund, I got like 9 racks back. Boy, I was so lit, And it wasn't so much just the money. It was the feeling of peace and security. Like, I got 9 racks in the bank. I can go do whatever I want to go do right now. What do I want to go do? What do I want to go experience? What do I want to go enjoy? What do I want my kids to experience? We can go anywhere in the world right now. What do we want to do? And so I had that experience of having that happen in one day. One day there was X amount, next day there's this amount. Like that $9,000 jump, like I want to feel that like every month. Why am I not feeling this every single month? And I don't know if you've ever had that feeling of like just having that much money coming to your bank account. But I'm telling you right now, whenever you build a team and your team is winning, that feeling of them popcorns, and what I mean by them popcorns is, like, whenever you start doing the work of those successful people, of those people who make you feel wealthy, of those people who inspire you and make you feel good and want you to do better, and you start doing better, you start modeling them, you start getting some of those same results, it doesn't happen instantly. It takes a little bit of time for some people. And so as you're putting in this energy, it's kind of like you popped the microwave open and put in the popcorn and you closed it. So you're putting in this work, you're putting in this work, you're putting in this work, you're putting in this work. You're showing people you're steady, you're grinding, you're doing it. You're outworking everybody else in the industry. You're here, you're putting in everything that you have. As the microwave's putting in its 2,000 watts of amperage into the little things, and it's shooting this little, and everything's happening, and the molecules are all activating. They're getting more and more crazy as they're in the little microwave. And the next thing you know, you hear a pop. Whoop. First sale. Right? And then it keeps on going and everything's going all crazy all around and stuff. And, another pop. And then pop. And it's like that in business. You keep on putting in this energy. You give 120% every single day that you get on the phone with somebody. You give them 120% of your attention. Whenever you're talking to somebody, whenever you're doing a live, you giving 120% in everything that you do. Anything that you touch, it turns to gold because you're giving it everything that you got. And as you're growing and you're becoming better over experience because you're giving it everything that you got, you're getting better at your craft. You're sharpening your skill. You're able to help educate other people and sharpen them as iron sharpens iron. Brother shall sharpen brother, sister and sister, brother and sister. Together we will all come up to bring each other up. We all have a different perspective. We all have a different story. We all have something great to give. We have some influence that we need to make inside of the world before we leave this existence. And that's what we're here to do, is leave something after our existence here. A legacy, not just for our family, but stories to be told of our greatness and what we were able to accomplish as we impacted thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people's lives as we carved out our share of the market in financial literacy, in tax preparation, in the instant pay raise home, as we put forward this MWR movement. And I'm just here to say that if you need a team behind you, you know, it could just be you in the front of the picture. But in the back of the picture, there's a whole 70 people behind you. 150 people behind you. Imagine where we're going to be 6 months from now. This company hasn't even launched and we're already hitting the top ranks in our team. Come on. We winning over here. If you're not winning, you don't have the team. That's it. If you have the team, you're winning. Why? Because by yourself, you get 150 views. With the team, you get 1,500 views in the same amount of time that you got 15 views. Why? Because everybody's putting in that work. Everybody's doing just a little bit, which makes a big splash. And that's what you got to make, is that big splash. You got to get that attention. You know, there's no such thing as bad publicity. I remember this dude, right? He was trying to sell his mixtapes. So what he did was he went up into like stores and like donut shops and stuff, and he like stole stuff out of the store and ran off with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he went up into the donut store, hopped up over the counter, like, I'm taking your donuts, and like walked out. He did a month in jail, got out, sold 1 million copies. Insta famous. You know, so that splash is what we need to make. That energy that you're putting into your business and, you know, that you're putting into other people is really what it is. You know, they say your business, but that might confuse you. How much energy are you putting in teaching other people? How many trainings have you made this week? How many people have you brought from where they are to the promised land mentally? How many people have you reached out to find out if they're in a place of transition or not? How many people have been on your lives, and how many lives have been shared, and how many things have you taught this week to how many people? That's going to be the result of how much attention you've gotten to your business. Because if you're not out here solving problems, if you're not out here providing value, if you're not showing people how this can get them from where they are to where they want to be, and if they have a problem in between that, to reach out to you because you can get them a solution to their problems. Because even if you don't have the solution yourself, you got a team of 70 other minds behind you that's willing to give you advice and help you help that person. It's not us alone. It's what we can do together that makes the difference. You know, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. I definitely appreciate all y'all who hopped on here. You know, I just really wanted to get you to start thinking why. You know, why am I doing this? Is it out of habit? Is it because somebody else told me to? Or was this a conscious decision that I made to do this? To do something? To do what I'm doing right now? Is it on purpose? Does it bring me closer to my goals? What are my goals? What areas of my life am I concerned about that I need to have goals in? Do you need to have financial goals? You know, so many times people want to get away from the problem, but they don't want to face the lion, so to speak. They don't want to do the work, you know, emotionally do the work of forgiving that person. People would rather hold it in and keep the poison in their coffee than to let the poison go and be free from that. It's okay that you held it for so long, but you don't have to keep that with you forever. You can let the past be the past. You can let the dead bury their dead, as Jesus would say. You don't have to keep bringing that with you into the next moment. See, because time is just a compiling of moments. And who you were a moment ago can totally change with just some new information in the next few moments. If you need some new information so that you can feel a new feeling, so that you can begin to think new thoughts, so that you can be able to experience a new reality, I got some information for you. All you got to do is hit me up in a message, type info on this video, or watch one of my lives later on today and type info in one of those. Or watch one of my watch parties that I'll probably end up doing today and watch one of those. Hey, it's all up to you. I'm here to help. But at the end of the day, if you don't come to me with your problems, I can't help you. I will definitely do my best to reach out to my new friends, to my new, people that just added me back or added me at all. Definitely look forward to reaching out to y'all and keeping in contact. Even if it's not about business, it's just what's going on in your life or, what's going on in mine. I'm just here to connect and see how I can provide some value to you, get you to the next level, wherever that is in your opinion. So if y'all have anything, just let me know. I've been in this industry for a long time. I've been doing it for about 7 years online, about 9, 10, 11 years like in person, belly to belly. So I got a lot of experience, I got a lot of knowledge, and I'm looking to help. So again, my name is Rodney, and we'll talk soon. Peace.